Donald Trump may not look like a conservative, act like a conservative, or sound like a conservative, but he has been governing like one. Many Republican activists are satisfied with the first 70 days of his administration. In conversations with such figures this week, issues such as Trump's controversial travel bans or the resignation of National Security Advisor Michael Flynn did not come up. Instead, optimism centered around efforts to roll back Obama-era regulations and the nomination of Neil Gorsuch to fill the vacant Supreme Court seat. Grover Norquist, a longtime and vocal activist, leader of Americans for Tax Reform, said, "On the deregulatory front he's been phenomenal. Trump's picks to staff his administration," Norquist said, "were all people who understand the costs of the regulatory burden and are committed to rolling back the overregulations of both George W. Bush and Obama." This was echoed by Matt Schlapp, head of the American Conservative Union. His organization, he said, was really happy with the team Trump has put around himself and the executive orders he's been rolling out. Norquist said that, while Trump's background isn't Reagan Republican, he thought the 45th president had come around to that mindset, whether by instinct or what he's learned. He noted that while Trump, a former Democratic donor who has promised spending on infrastructure and health insurance for everybody, had come to that position by a slightly unusual path. He talks about jobs and not liberty. He had produced a conservative result. His answers were all conservative, even if his phrasing appeared to be populist, said Norquist. It also helped, Norquist said, that Trump ran for president against Hillary Clinton, who he said was the antithesis of Reagan Republicanism. The result was that, if Trump was against everything the former Secretary of State was for, he had no choice but to be a Reagan Republican. This process had been amplified, Norquist said, by Trump's rejection by the establishment left, whose job it is to seduce you when it comes to D.C. Schlapp argued that Trump is more conservative than he seems. In his opinion, skeptics on the right have not been paying attention. "I think they didn't listen," he said, "and they didn't take Trump seriously, and they didn't spend time with him, and when you spend time with him, he has conservative instincts. I believe Barack Obama had a big impact on him," Schlapp added, saying that people who were less partisan thought Obama presidency was a great chance for our country to bridge the divide. "A lot of Republicans who I know who voted for Obama thought that actually he might find this third way and find a way to bridge partisan divide, and I think what people saw with Obama was a very aggressive liberal agenda, and I think there was a backlash to Obama." Furthermore, Schlapp said, "A robust conservative movement always provides strong guardrails on executive appointments made by Republican administrations." Trump's selection of Gorsuch, for example, came from a list of potential Supreme Court picks that his campaign worked up with the Heritage Foundation, a prominent think tank that has influenced other moves by the Trump administration.